Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Smash JT. In this episode, we're going to talk about the Nintendo Switch getting hacked. Not your typical software hack that we're all used to, but this time, it's a hardware hack. Why it's terrible news for Nintendo, and also, why it could possibly spell terrible news for gamers as well. Smash JT. Huge news on the hacking front as two different hacking groups have individually released methods on how to exploit the Nintendo Switch. While hacking has become fairly run-of-the-mill in the field of electronics, this time it feels different. And it's very bad news for Nintendo. The exploit discovered revolves around hardware, not software in the Nintendo Switch, meaning that it's something that can't be patched out with an update. This is an exploit that every single one of the nearly 15 million Nintendo Switches out in the wild right now will be completely able to run. More specifically, this flaw revolves around the Switch's Integra processor in USB recovery mode, also known as RCM, where you can overflow the data using another computer tethered via a USB connection. This then bypasses the security surrounding the boot ROM, allowing the user to run whatever program they desire. Hackers can now transform the basic architecture of the Switch from the standard Horizon operating system to Linux, opening unending possibilities. While this was first hinted at in early January 2018, this is the first hard evidence of progress with specific details of how to exploit functions and what is able to be accomplished. Keep in mind that gamers outside of the hacking scene and being knee-deep with how to hack consoles will have a very hard time with doing this, so as of right now, it's strictly limited to those really buried in the hacking scene. It requires shorting the number 10 pin on the Switch's right-hand Joy-Con controller. This initiates the Integra chip's recovery mode, and this is where the magic happens. Now, according to the hacker group Fail Overflow, since vulnerability occurs very early in the boot process, it allows extraction of all device data and secrets, including the boot ROM itself and all cryptographic keys. What does that all mean in somewhat simplified English? Well, when the chip is in recovery mode, the data overflow from the tethered PC allows hackers the ability to gain full control of the operating system and install external OSs and programs themselves. The other hacking group, Reswitched, also decided to come forward and share its breakdown of what it's calling the Fuse Gele cold boot vulnerability this week, ahead of a more detailed explanation they'll be giving on June 15th of 2018. Now, with all that being said, what does this all mean for Nintendo, and what does it mean for gamers at the end of the day? Well, for Nintendo, it's absolutely terrible news. There's nothing they can do about fixing this bug on current Switch consoles because it's a hardware exploit. All they can really do is make a new revision of the Switch. And honestly, with all this information coming to light here, I wouldn't be one bit surprised if they were to announce a hardware revision far sooner than people were expecting. The silver lining good news for Nintendo is, at the present time, the current exploit being used is extremely anti-user friendly. Fail Overview explained how easy it is to break platforms like the Switch. We already caused temporary damage to one LCD panel with bad power sequencing code. If your Switch catches on fire or turns into an Ouya, it's not our fault. But as we all know, in time, this process will be broken down into a simplified, more user-friendly, streamlined process for everyone to be able to jailbreak their Switches. What does this mean for us gamers? Well, let me start off with the good news first. I see positives of various users improving the platform that Nintendo has failed to do time and time again. Backup saves? Already proven to work, but Nintendo has closed the gate for gamers to utilize these. Internet browser? Heck, even Netflix? There's so much people want, not the least of which is a proper virtual console. Nintendo has failed to provide so many basic needs to their customers who have purchased this device. And I've always been on the side of, if you bought something, you own it, and you can do whatever you want to that system within legal reason. But that doesn't mean it's all well and good. There's also some really bad side effects from this coming to light. It goes far beyond a piracy issue. Sure, some people will steal some games and put them on their system, but the major problem that I'm seeing comes in with multiplayer hacking and subsequent cheating, ruining the integrity of the online infrastructure by being able to manipulate the rules in a specific direction. By having the ability to hack the Switch out there, it not only affects users who choose to hack it, but also those who choose not to. This is where my concern is, and that is exactly where the biggest fault in all of this hacking lies. But I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about it. Let me know down in the comments below, and as always, thank you so much for watching. Have a good one.